Am I correct in saying that? Am I correct in saying that, Jack?
Yes.
So this is a little thing we put on to show some work that we've been doing, mainly for academic work. I've just come in halfway through just to lighten the mood a little bit, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. Sad, depressing music. So we start off with Andy. Andy's going to do some dialectic poetry, am I right in saying that?
Like, you can calm it down.
Okay, that's it. Enjoy, everyone.
Okay. Thank you all for coming and saying hello and coming to read me chat a load of wobble. These are poems that I've done for my dissertation. It covers regional dialect of the Midlands, where I'm from, and so is Jack, and our hometown of Stourbridge, and also the dialect of in Liverpool. And I'm trying to fathom out whether regional dialect still means much in the modern day and age, whether it's slowly fizzing out, or is it still as popular as it ever was. So yeah, here are my poems based on like kind of people from that area, historical context of that area. To say Liverpool, it could be in the 80s, 70s. It's from a lot of inspiration I've had from my poems. So I shall commence. Okay. This one's called The Toffees. Basically, I'm going to give you a little bit of a like insight before I do this poem. I'm going to do a little insight of like what it's about, so you like don't look at me and be like, what? What does that even mean? But the first one is about. So the first set of poems I'll do now is based on like Merseyside and Liverpool throughout the years. So this first one is more about like. So this is about Liverpool and the terraces at football matches. So yeah. This is, by the way, this is based on my own dad, who's an Everton fan. Saturday 3 PM routine shite. Stuck in traffic on the route to Goodison Park shite. Watered down bevy shite. £4 per pint shite. Half and half scarf utter fucking shite. The kind that puts you off the chick butty shite. It looks like we're going to be 2 points off relegation by the end of the night. Because Tony Hibbert is playing right back and he's proper fucking shite. Worked all week for this shite. 40 quid poorer as a result of this shite. To afford a ticket and this Duncan Ferguson number 9 retro shirt shite. Stale bap shite with rubbery sausage rammed in the middle shite. Not even of that red sauce shite that usually splodges and stains me Reebok kecks and makes them that are metallic grey and white. Please do remind me, why do I even bother with this shite? But you're always right about that toffee shite. 40,000 frowning faces in royal blue getting drenched in drizzle shite. Crossing shite, passing shite, conceding last minute penalty kind of shite, because they're all over piles of horse shite. Surely there's more to life than this shite. Chew 'em up and spit 'em out, that fucking toffee shite. The Paranoid Socialist. Okay. It's 1986. Factories and docks are empty. Unemployment aplenty, and we're being toyed with by Cold War power politics. Me ma says, live for today, because by tomorrow you could be blasted into oblivion, annihilated by rival countries' animosities, by the push of one big red button, by one big reptilian overlord of the USSR. Just imagine the leaves that hung so proudly across Sefton Park Green, shrivelled and dishevelled by the hands of the nuclear devil. No snow falling from the sky come December, only flurries of flying ember. Me grandma won't be too happy either when family pictures fall from off the living room walls. Her garden uprooted and the air thickly polluted. Shards of crockery flung into orbit and the continuous crashing sounds keeping her radio permanently muted. All because of two puddle-minded, power-ravenous divvies, blinded by contrasting Western and Eastern ideologies. Blagging bollocks, sacrificing the public, we could be blasted to smithereens. I'm telling you, we're lambs to the slaughter, just like Hiroshima. But don't mind me when complaining about nuclear disarmament, because at the end of the day, I can't do very much besides hope that words and rhymes help to put an end to such destructive times. It's not like you don't get it.
Because we're enjoying them, Andy.
This is a really short one. Very short. I feel like I can't talk enough for it, but yeah. Apparently, no, okay, I should say the name of the poem first. This poem's called Gary Ablett's. He's a footballer, just to let you know. Apparently, he has these E's called Gary Ablett's, named after the ex-Liverpool and Everton defender whose name rhymes with tablets. But if you have too many of those whilst on a bevy-fueled bender, you'll be gurning on the floor, jaw real sore, or if you are not too careful, knock on heaven's door. Scousers don't buy the sun. Blame it on the migrants suffocated in containers. Blame it on the Muslims or whoever else begin hating synchronisation. Murdoch headlines claim to keep the nation safe, but in reality, he's making this land a segregated place. Borders are boring, just imaginary lines on a map, segregating us from true humanity. Oh, this is insanity. For whom would want to seek solace by sailing across oceans from a place in so much pain? Come here to Liverpool, we have food banks and plenty of rain. Only droplets fall from the sky here, not bullets. Why can't we just love thy neighbour? I'll give you my helping hand upon your arrival. Insanity quashed, there's life for you to live, and there's people with empathy somewhere. Real news digressed. You can be assured that the Murdoch Empire sets an agenda of the narrow elite. This free press incites fear, hate and distress. Bullshit baffles brains, but on Merseyside they won't believe it, because their headlines have left unwashable, undeniable, but forever soilable stains. The phone hacking of the famous, the weak, the royalty, the undereducated and the underaged. And don't forget the harassment and hacking of the mourning families of murdered kids and the dead soldiers they said they backed. Please tell me I'm dreaming, because this surely is an unlawful act. Don't get me started about that fateful day, spring '89, where 96 Liverpool supporters lost their lives. Husbands, brothers, sisters, wives. 3 generations worth of deceased lives, entwined with nearly 3 decades of continuous lives. Who cares about families left in pain? Fans supposedly pissing on cops and pickpocketing the dead to afford the next replica top. What a load of bollocks! Liverpool is a city that dares to fight against the constant tabloid shite. Your values don't align with ours, a city that will not be victim of keyboard cowards. You ask any Scouser if they feel any pity, all they reply with is, they picked on the wrong city. Women of Kirkby burning papers in the streets. The boycott is real, and so is 27 years of endless toil. Murdoch's cultural venom left in skips by the ton. I think it's fair to say, Liverpool's a city that eclipsed the sun. Thank you. This is a poem from my Black Country poems now. So it's like my new, my other selection of poems. So the first half was poems based in Liverpool, and these ones are based in my hometown of the Black Country. So this one's called Down the Cut being the canal. So yeah. The murky brown waters of the cut and its stench is appalling. Factory smoke lingers above with connotations of doomsday. We come down here to chong on a spliff every Wednesday, to admire the lifeless leaves of autumn that keep on falling. The town nor the city never wanted me. The hustle and bustle of commoners, littering the air with foul colloquialisms, 9-to-5 pessimisms, whilst being gangbanged by consumerism. The canal awaits my imminent arrival. This is my only source of survival. Ageing folk sitting by the cut just fishing, just waiting and wishing, never getting much of a nibble, with their DAB radios causing the water's only ripple. Wait, look over there. Can I see a brown trout? Oh no, my bad. The only thing swimming here is a bottle of Sadler's Mud City Stout. "Ah, bin you mucker," exclaims Dave, alongside a little wave, as he sets off his barge for a couple of days. I return the wave to dear old Dave, with a dream and vision of one day mirroring his position. We exhale some green out of our lungs into the soft autumnal breeze, and drift gently into a daydream. Imagine our own boat rowing merrily down this stream, and if I had a boat I'd call her the Mary Jane Voyager, dare to escape the everyday city life paranoia. Should be coloured in colours of all magnitude, from your lilac whites to your electric blues. Rosie and Jim would sit fascinated by the back windows, keeping guard from hooded vandals and away from the totalitarian taxman. This is my ultimate plan. It'd be too rude not to live my life in complete and utter solitude. The Boston Fiddle Calf. Boston meaning good, fiddle meaning food, and calf meaning a calf. Two stern-looking German businessmen walked past the Black Country Cafe. They automatically realised the place was severely understaffed. Their heads were turned when they smelt the morning breakfast gourmet and acknowledged it was 2-for-1 breakfast on a Tuesday. The slogan above the door insisted that if y'all want to buy something nice to nibble, then come to the Boston Fiddle. And so, with that they wandered in to thwart the pessimistic morning drizzle. A wench rushed over to the blokes in a flustered haste, with a greasy splodged apron wrapped around her waist. It also contained sprinkles of Hovis white bread crust that had even fell into the creases of her WD bust. With a pen minus the lid and the back of her hand as a notepad, she asked for their order in a way that seemed like she was from Trinidad. "Hello, chaps. What would y'all like to eat from our menu?" The two German gentlemen looked at each other to decipher whether she was speaking the right lingo, and in a clearer form of English, whereby the words were easier to distinguish, they asked for a couple of English breakfasts, the type that contributes to coronary artery disease, alongside a couple of frothy lattes for the daily intake of caffeine. In this Black Country Calf, it was always a guarantee that the fine array of grub that was produced, fresh, hot and sizzling, as only any good fry-up should be. The two German men had their eyes elsewhere, when the waitress made her advancement, with her jubblies jiggling everywhere. But excitement was concluded, rather prematurely, when they realised their order wasn't what it should be. When they highlighted the error of the order, the lass couldn't believe the cock-up before her. "Oh, I'm ever so sorry," she exclaimed. "I thought you asked for 2 large teas." "Nein," they replied in unison. "We asked for 2 lattes." Wow, my tutor thought it was quite funny. Okay, this is called The Vets. It's about an old couple. Proper like black country, very Birmingham-esque kind of colloquialisms and stuff. You probably won't understand what I'm on about, but you know. The Vets. Edna and Barney thought they'd take their moggy to the vets one day, as it were coughing up furballs on a continual basis. The vet asked them some questions before they had to pay, which left them rather bemused looks on their faces. The vet looked up from his pen and paper and started the questions. "What's your cat's name, please?" "Name is Claudia," said Barney. "Was her date of birth 21st of April 2005? Was her national insurance number?" "You what?" "Has there ever been a part of the trade union?" "No." "Has there ever been a member of the community party?" Barney looked at Edna for a moment before concluding. "Not to my knowledge." Stourbridge, like, is like a glass collector, like them, like really famous for making glass. Like a lot of glass bowls you get in your house. Probably says it's from Stourbridge or something. So like I thought I'd do a poem based on the work in a factory, because where we're from, we go down the canal where it's really beautiful. You know, loads of factories like clinging, like hearing metal, like clanging against each other, and smoke coming from factories and that, because it's from the kiln where they make the glass. Yes. But anyway, this is the last one. It's called At the Glassworks. In the midst of a black country glass factory, the heat is sweltering, fingertips are blistering, the air is breathlessly thick, fairly similar to the usual air of Smethwick. 9 through to 7, labouring hell, no time here to sit around and dwell. It's the middle of summer, and the only daylight he gets is a once-a-year holiday to Skegness. No sunshine, just darkness. The sweat that pours out of him is his only catharsis. Not allowed a break, even for a bloody crap. Bleeding gums leaking like a faulty tap. Congealed blood bonded at the back of his throat because of all the bastard smoke. But his real burning desire is to leave this place. All life ambitions pales into insignificance, but he never loses his diligence. The best glass man in the land, but it's a shame his emotions are less shatterproof than the glass he has in hand. 25 a day, Benton Hedges, is the only way for him to keep the monotony at bay. His personal sacrifice. His personal sacrifice fuels his momentary pipe dream of one day living in a Worcestershire paradise. Alas, he can finally enjoy the clear blue skies, green hills for miles, revelling in the summertime sunshine, deep within his wishful mind, somewhere outside of a black country glass factory. There we go.